Then at Kingsmeadow, a really important win for Chelsea, showing great character and patience and spirit after going behind early on from a set piece. But goals from Frank Kirby, Sam Kerr and Millie Bright wrapped up a comfortable win in the end. Lauren James could have made it 4, but couldn't convert a penalty kick. So Chelsea back-to-back wins as we enter the first international break of the season. That could prove very, very important come the end of the season. Another entertaining game here at Kingsmeadow, full time. Chelsea 3, West Ham United 1.
So a big win for Chelsea, back-to-back wins after their opening day defeat against newly promoted Liverpool. They have beaten their London rivals West Ham United, coming from a goal behind. I watched this in the company of Anita Asante and Farrah Williams. Farrah, Emma Hayes doesn't exactly look too happy there, does she? But job done from Chelsea.
Does she ever look happy?
Very true.
No, definitely job done. I think they come out a different team in the second half, Chelsea. And once they scored from a set piece, I think, you know, it certainly changed the game. They got on top of West Ham. And I think the longer the game went on, you just see that the physicality of Chelsea really shone through.
Yeah, you know, Chelsea are a team that are relentless. They'll keep doing the things that they're really good at consistently through all departments, and they don't allow a team like West Ham to really get a rhythm and come out the blocks. You know, you saw them getting into low blocks, defending the 18-yard and trying to get clearances, but they created chances and they were clinical when those arose.
Yeah, plenty for us to analyse here, but this is what it does to the WSL table. Chelsea, as I said, with back-to-back victories, they move up into 4th spot. Look at that, 4 teams now on 6 points from their opening 3 games, Chelsea having played 3, a lot of other teams only having played 2. West Ham United fall to 9th, 3 points from them, 1 win from the opening 3 games of the season for new boss Paul Konchesky. So a brilliant win for West Ham there, but it didn't start that way, did it? They did have to come from behind. Overall, did they deserve it, Farrah?
I think if you go over the 90 minutes, I think Chelsea were the more dominant team. They certainly outpossessed West Ham, but I think West Ham deserved the early lead and they deserved to go into the break level with Chelsea. I think their first half performance it gives Paul Konchesky something to build on for the future games. It's tough coming here to Kingsmeadow. This ground, you know, I don't think Chelsea lose here very often, so it's a difficult stadium to come to and play against the league champions. But I think certainly for this West Ham team, they have a lot of positives to build on after that first half performance.
Yeah, let's not forget it was 1-1 at half-time. Paul Konchesky there consoling his players. And Anita, one of the reasons he might be consoling his players is because for Chelsea's second goal that gave them the lead for the first time in the game, there was potentially a hint of offside.
Yeah, it's a difficult one for West Ham to take, really, because they did really well to get themselves in at half-time, you know, and 1-1, and then suddenly you get a decision that goes against you. And we've had to look at this situation 3, 4, 5 times, frame by frame. And, you know, it's fine margins, but you can't allow Chelsea to get 1, 2, 3, 4 contacts in your box, because that will end up in a goal opportunity. But we thought, you know, Farrah and I, that Magdalena Eriksson just gets that final touch inside the box that plays Sam Kerr in, and she looks slightly offside with her left foot. But, you know, I can really appreciate that. That's a really tight one for the referees.
I think this is the angle, Anita, that shows best where she looks marginally offside. You know, give or take, it could have been with VAR. They might have given it with the left leg being in advance of the defender. So again, it's margins, but we've spoken about this far too often in the WSL this season already, that it's, you know, these type of decisions without VAR are putting teams ahead like Chelsea, and then obviously they go on to dominate the game from that incident that could have been reversed.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to hear what the West Ham boss Paul Konchesky does make of that decision very shortly. As you can see, the Chelsea players still outside dissecting this one on the pitch. Paul Konchesky speaking to his players. Undoubtedly he'll be taking the positives, but when they did go 2-1 behind, Chelsea were then on top, and then they got their third courtesy of Millie Bright.
Yeah, you know, it's another situation where you've got a big, powerful player like Millie Bright in your box, and you really got to get someone touched tight on her, make it difficult, and she just gets free. She finds herself in the near post area, and she's actually kind of stepping backwards and has to sort of glance and to make contact on that header. And, you know, these are the situations actually West Ham should be organised in. you literally prepare for the set-piece situation, so they'll be disappointed to concede a goal like that.
I think it's a delivery. I think the pace of the delivery allows for Millie, as you said there, Millie Bright, she's backpedaling away from goal, but I think the pace of the delivery allows for her to just guide the ball towards goal, and I think she's used that pace, and obviously just a touch on it then goes to the far post, but it's a fantastic finish, and the movement to the near post was really good from Chelsea.
Ultimately, in the end, it was something we said before the game, but did Chelsea's quality just tell?
Yeah, absolutely. I think West Ham, you know, they came here with a game plan. They executed it rather well in the first half, but Chelsea, you know, they have the stamina to keep on persevering and probing and asking questions of the opposition, and they did that today, you know, and the quality always rises in those instances when it really matters.
I think that was a difference between the two teams. We spoke before the game about the squad depth of Chelsea, and I think the changes that Emma made upped their intensity, or at least kept the intensity at the same level, whereas when West Ham were forced into making those changes, they couldn't keep the same intensity with their press, and Chelsea then dominated even more so.
Well, it was brilliant to have WSL action on the BBC. There's plenty more. Loving life. This is what this result means to Chelsea. He's standing there at the back of the stand. We're, what, 10, 15 minutes after full time. He has certainly enjoyed Chelsea's Derby Day victory. Anyway, let's get back to the serious analysis, shall we? And let's take a look at the opportunity that Chelsea did have to add a fourth goal in this game. One of their standout players of the season so far, Lauren James, coming off the bench, Farah, to miss a penalty. And I think you said, as she stepped up, she's going to miss this. Your side kick again.
I know, I did, and I don't know, it felt from, I'm one of those, you know, if you win the penalty, I tend not to take it, and this is brilliant from Lauren, and this is what she's done really well so far in the season. She just drives at the full-back here, and you can see they get a tangle of legs, and it's a clear penalty. But I think with the approach to the penalty, it just felt a little bit too casual, a little bit laid back, but that's her style. But I just think it was, you know, it wasn't enough conviction in the penalty, and you'll see when they show the penalty, I don't think she, you know, for Lauren's quality, I don't think she hit it with enough conviction to convert. So she'll be disappointed at that, but a great talent, and certainly when she come on, you know, made a massive difference in this team.
Yeah, but massive credit to Lauren James, because it's the way she drives into the box and gets across the defender. That's smart play, knowing that any touch could take her down, wins the penalty. And yeah, we thought perhaps it was a bit casual the way she stepped up, but that is very much her style, and a different day, you know, she executes it well and it goes in.
And as you can see, we have been joined by one of the goal scorers this evening. Goal scorer again, Fran Kirby. Fran, congratulations. You got the 3 points, but you did it the hard way in the end, didn't you, really?
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously we were really disappointed to go 1-0 down the way we did so early, but I think we showed, you know, great character. I think the rest of the half we dominated. We just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net until towards the end. But yeah, I think overall the character and the performance was good after that setback.
Yeah, we said at half-time it did feel at periods in that first half like you were having so many chances. Was the goal ever going to go in? But eventually, yourself on the score sheet once again.
Yeah, I mean, I think I mishit it. But normally when you hit it sweet in them moments, maybe it takes a deflection or whatever. So probably a good thing that I mishit it. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy to get the team back into it, and then obviously we could build into the second half.
Fran, you've been playing more central, just behind Sam Kerr. Last season we've seen you out on the right. I don't know if that change has been made because Hard has been injured, but I actually enjoy seeing you in there. Do you think that you're getting more goals because you're more central?
Yeah, maybe. I think, you know, obviously I play a similar position at England now, so I'm understanding the role quite a bit more. So yeah, I think we're still learning in terms of like when I get the ball, where to put the ball for Sam. Obviously, like you said, I was on the right before, so it was more crosses into the box rather than, you know, driving and sliding. So yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying my football. I'm glad that I'm able to get into the box and contribute in that way. So yeah, I mean, you know, I can only build on it, and I know that I need to improve. You know, I'm not satisfied just because I'm scoring goals. I need to improve. No, never. No.
Goal scorer and assistant. Love to see it.
I tell you what, let's see your goal from today, shall I? You can talk us all through this miss-hit.
To be fair, I'm never normally in the box when the ball comes in, because I wouldn't say I'm an aerial threat kind of player, but yeah, I mean, you can kind of see I miss-hit it, but you know, it's a slice and it went in, so yeah, I mean, I'm just happy to be in them positions. I think obviously, you know, I'm getting myself in the box a lot more when the ball comes in. I'm trying to just be a target and get involved in it, so I'm just happy that it went in ultimately. Yeah.
You need to give yourself credit, because I think the first touch here just sets you up for that. So even though you half slice, you strike towards goal, I think the touch actually sets you up for that. So it's a perfect cushion.
And to be fair, I always think with things like that as well, like if you hit it right, it probably takes a deflection because everyone's waiting for you to hit it sweet and hit it true. So yeah, I mean, I'll take the miss hit for sure.
Fran, they all count.
Exactly.
You know, I'm curious to know actually, when you went 1-0 down, you know, what is it about this team that just gives you that resilience, that mentality to just keep going?
You know what? I think we're so calm. I think we don't stress. I think previously, maybe before, when we've gone a goal down, heads probably get a little bit loose. But, you know, there's no one running about screaming at anyone, yelling at anyone. It's just a case of, okay, like, we've gone a goal down, we need to improve, we need to get a goal back. So there's a real calmness in the team, and not in terms of, you know, we're never going to score. It's like, okay, we need to be patient, we need to work on it and see what we can do. So, yeah, I think it's that calmness that we have, definitely.
Of course, you did start the season with that really disappointing, surprising opening day defeat to Liverpool. What was said after that, and how have you kind of bounced back?
Yeah, just overall we have to improve. We weren't satisfied with our performance, with the result, obviously. But like I said, you know, it was still calmness. Even on the bus on the way home, you know, there wasn't people complaining about things. There wasn't people talking about things that maybe we should have done better. It was, right, we just got to get on the training pitch to start again. And I think that's been the main difference for us this year. We're just approaching every game in terms of having that composure and having that belief that we can go and, you know, get a result.
Looking forward to joining back up with England now?
Yeah, really excited. Obviously, was disappointed to miss the last camp with a little knock that I picked up during the Euros. So I was able to rehab that when we went away to Portland and make sure that it's right. And yeah, I'm excited to play at Wembley.
I was going to say, the USA at Wembley, it doesn't get much better than that, does it?
No, absolutely not. It's going to be an incredible occasion, and, you know, playing against the World Cup champions, you know, what can you ask for more of?
Well, Fran, we'll let you get inside because you've still got shorts on. Farah's got open toes on. I don't know how you are both still alive and not blue. Thank you so much for joining us. The best of luck in that game with the USA and all of your international games. We've got more reaction coming for you now. Joe Curry has been speaking to player of the match, Erin Cuthbert.
Well, Erin, congratulations on the win. How much did you enjoy that one?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think when you go 1-0 down, it's disappointing. We've not started games well, we know that. That's something we're going to look at during the international break. I'm sure the staff will, and we'll come back and we have to start games quicker because we can't give teams a head start all the time. But, you know, credit to the team for the response. We were calm, we stuck to the process, and we got the result in the end.
Yeah, when you conceded that goal in the 3rd minute, what, as players, did you sort of turn around and say to each other?
Yeah, well, we've been doing a lot of work in set pieces. We knew the threats that they had. We're disappointed, but it's ultimately a block that was put on us, so we were disappointed with that. But we just look each other in the eye and stare at each other and know that keep doing what we're doing. You know, we made good openings in the first half. It never came. We hit the post a couple of times, and we just got to keep plugging at the door and chipping in, and the goals will come.
You guys certainly turned things around, and for you personally, you now put the WSL to one side, head off on international duty with Scotland for a huge game against Austria. How much are you relishing that one?
Can't wait. You know, it was really difficult watching the Euros. I want to be part of a major tournament. Scotland does want to be there, so we're going to do everything we can to get there. You know, 1, potentially 2 big games, but we need to focus on Austria first and foremost. It's our tough game. I watched them against England and they were superb, so we can hurt them, but they've got some threats as well.
Well, look, you're heading off in fantastic form. You're the Barclays player of the match. Congratulations.
Thank you. Cheers. Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
Always an entertaining interview with Erin Cuthbert. A reminder, Scotland will be in World Cup qualifying action next week on Thursday. You can watch coverage of that on the iPlayer. Farah, player of the match, Erin Cuthbert. It was probably a pretty tricky kind of selection tonight. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think she's somebody that, you know, when the game's difficult, and it was in the first half for Chelsea, she's always a player that will take the game by the scruff of the neck and try and make something happen. And she's consistent with that. She gives everything, whether she's on the ball or out of possession. And it was difficult in that middle for Chelsea in the first half, but she certainly grew into the game and really made things happen.
I tell you what, let's now get some reaction from the West Ham side of things. Joe Curry has been speaking with Paul Konchesky.
Well, Paul, you started the game wonderfully. Where did it go wrong after that?
Well, you know, Chelsea attacking power they've got, and we spoke about it before the game. I thought Frank Kirby's goal was a little bit fluky, if I'm honest, and then 2 set plays, which was very disappointing from our behalf, really.
I was going to say, how disappointed were you with the manner of some of those goals?
Yeah, and like I say, the set plays was unnecessary from us. Disappointed in them, and obviously the goalkeeper saved the penalty as well. So overall, it was tough to take, but we're playing Chelsea, and maybe we have to take that today.
You're heading off into League Cup action this weekend, and all the players go off onto international duty. How much are you looking forward to getting stuck into a different competition other than the league?
Yeah, it's been quite a tough 2 weeks really. 3 games in 2 weeks, and So to try and freshen the squad up for the weekend, to give a few players a rest before they go on international duty. So looking forward to the cup game, and hopefully we can get a cup run too.
Thanks for speaking to us. Cheers, Paul.
Thank you.
Yeah, tough for Paul Konchesky to take, Anita, because I imagine there were aspects of that performance that will have really pleased him.
Yeah, of course. He said, you know, the penalty save you mentioned there as well, and he said Frank Kirby's goal was fluky.
As she said too.
and she admitted that too. So I think defensively, you know, like I said, they really did try to execute the game plan, but the quality of Chelsea over the period of 90 minutes just came to the fore. But you know, the positives we talked about were Asayi, you know, the pressing and intensity from the front. Shimizu, he's got so much to build on, and hopefully they can get into a good cup run.
And ultimately, West Ham's season won't be defined on games playing the reigning champions, will it?
Definitely not. They've had a tough start. They played 3 teams potentially fighting for that top 3 in Everton, Man United and Chelsea, and they got a great result in the opening games against Everton. They were disappointed against Manchester United, but today this was a competitive game, so they know they can compete at the top, but these aren't the games that are going to, keep them up the league.
We know you're a Chelsea fan.
I am.
They're going to retain the title?
I think so.
I knew you'd say that, as if she would say anything else. Mystic Farah, will she strike again? Well, there's a lot more games to go until we find out. Well, Anita, Farah, as always, thanks for joining me. You can go and put some proper shoes on now and get yourself warm. And thank you for joining us on both BBC Two and the iPlayer. Chelsea with back-to-back wins. They're back on track. Bye-bye.
Chelsea have very much had the better of West Ham in the WSL era. It's a decent loose.